Hi everybody and welcome to Boogie-Woogie Banjo, where we're going to be looking at how to adapt some New Orleans and blues style piano playing to the 5-string. You'll see that a lot of the common licks and riffs that are happening, particularly in the right hand of the piano, that's what we're going to be looking at, are going to translate really well to the three-finger technique that we use on the banjo. There'll be transcriptions for a lot of this stuff at the Banjo newsletter. You could see it in print or on their website, so be sure to check it out there. We're going to jump right in with one of the most commonly played licks in that style. We'll be working out of the key of F, so just that barred shape up on the 10th fret. And this lick, it's going to consist of a couple of double stops and then a little triplet passage. So I'll play it once so you could sort of get an ear for it. Again. So we'll look at those double stops first. It's just happening on the first and second string. We're playing it with our index and middle fingers. Then we're going to move into those triplets. This is what we're going to spend a little more time on. This first variation on it is the way I've most commonly heard it played on the piano, starting on the 3rd degree of the chord. So in this case, we're going to start with our thumb on the 2nd string and then do a backwards roll, middle, index, thumb. So thumb, middle, index, thumb. You want to be able to play that nice and smooth. And then to finish it off, we're going to bring our index finger down to the 4th string and then thumb on the 4th string. So the whole lick, if we put it back together, becomes... Now another variation we could do on that triplet, one that I think sits a little bit easier on the banjo, for me at least, is just going to be a forward roll, starting with the thumb on the 3rd string. So we've got thumb, index, middle, thumb. Finish it off the same way, index, thumb. So put the whole lick back together. Third variation we could do on it, this time will be a backwards roll. We're still starting with our thumb on the 3rd string, but now we'll go middle, index, thumb. Finish it off the same way, index, thumb. So the whole lick, once again. Fourth way we could do it, this time instead of picking each note, we could do a hammer-on and a pull-off. And this is going to start to get more of that slurred sound that's really common in that style of piano playing. And so in this case, we're going to do a hammer-on pull-off on the 2nd string. It's going to be the 8th and 9th frets. So we'll just pick it with we'll do another double stop, index, middle, like we were doing before. We'll throw in that hammer-on pull-off. And to finish that lick off, so this time we're grabbing that second to last note, still on the 3rd string. It's just a little easier with this hand position we're in. So if we put it all back together, we've got... So it's a really versatile lick. Since it's all closed position, we can move it up and down the neck regardless of whatever key we're in. So we'll show how we could use that now. We'll put together a little 12-bar boogie in the key of F. So starting off in that 10th fret position where we've been all along, we'll move it up for the 4 chord to the 15th fret. It's a B flat. The 5 chord down to the 5th fret. That's a C. And instead of just playing the lick over and over, which can get a little monotonous and it's a little busy, we'll throw in a little rest in there. So if you're playing with other people, that'd be a nice chance for the rhythm section to kind of fill it out. So we'll take a look at it here. Here's a 12-bar boogie in the key of F. Up to the B flat. Back down to the F. Down to the C. And back up to the F. So there's a little 12-bar form. You could do that in any key, move it all over the neck. For that one, I was using that second variation of the triplet, the forward roll. But you could experiment using different ones. You could also experiment moving kind of where you leave the rest, where you leave the silence in that kind of form. So that time I was playing the lick and then leaving some space. This time I'll leave the space up front and then do the lick. So it'll turn it around a little bit. You'll hear a sound like this. There's another variation on it. You could keep experimenting, keep trying different things. We're going to move on now and check out one of the all-time iconic pieces in this style by one of the all-time great players, Professor Longhair. Really, a lot of this stuff comes from him. Maybe he didn't invent it, but he kind of popularized it and codified it, almost in the same way that Scruggs did with the three-finger bluegrass banjo. So we're going to be looking at his song, Tipatina. It's going to use the licks we've been working on all over the place. I'll point them out when we're using them. Also get into some other cool movement. So I'll play it through once, and then we'll go back and pick it apart a little bit. So here's Tipatina in the key of F. So that's one time through. This is an 8-bar blues this time around, using those same chords, F, B flat, and C, just a little bit of a different form. So we'll go back to the top of it. It's going to start with those double stops that we've been doing all along, but we're going to throw in this low pedal tone down on the 4th string. It's the 5th degree of the chord. It's a C note. So we're going to do that hammer on and the double stop, and then get this low pedal tone, and move that double stop up, but keep that same low pedal tone and bring it back down, same low pedal tone. Then we'll move that double stop down a whole step, 2 frets, and then down into this root F position down here. So we've got now we're going to move up to our 4 chord from F to B flat, using that same kind of pedal. And we're going to be doing a series of backwards rolls here that move really nicely into a 4 chord. So back up to the 10th fret, we've got again, once more. So now we've made it up to our 4 chord, this B flat up on the 15th fret. There's a little bit of a rest there, so use that as a chance to switch our hand position around a little bit. We'll get back to that barred shape. We're just going to do our same old lick here that we've been checking out all along. Now we're going to do this great lick, which is just a forward roll. Going to bring us up to the 1st string, thumb, index, middle, and then we're going to alternate just thumb and middle. It's got sort of a bugle sound to it. And then bring it back down to this root position in the 10th fret. So look at that again. It's a little walk up here, but kind of coming into the same double stops we've been doing all along. Pedal. Here's the lick. At that time, we're going to take that shape and just move it down chromatically, 1 fret at a time. It's going to set us up for our 5 chord. Then here comes this really great lick. So you hear it's using that hammer-on pull-off version of the triplet we were doing. And then we're going to do sort of a big jump here down to the 5th fret on the 3rd string. And then this resolution back to our 1 chord, we're we're going to do a pedal tone, this time with our root note, the F, up on the B string, the second string, 6th fret, and do a little counter movement down on the 4th string against it. Do that as a little hammer on. So that note is staying anchored there, and I'm doing this movement against it. And now to finish off the form, we're going to go back to our kind of same old double stops we've been doing. And for our turnaround on the 5 chord, we'll go. Yeah. And that's a really cool look you'll hear a lot in this piano music too. These little trills that are meant to sound almost like a snare drum kicking off a second line. You'll hear stuff like that a lot to kick off songs or on the turnarounds. This time we're just going to play it once. Just thumb, index, middle, and then we're just going to hit the full chord a couple times. And then that walk up. Alright, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.